Smith.
Thank you, President. Well, I can barely believe my ears. They must deceive me. They must deceive me. Because for years and years, the Liberal and National Party were trying to kick community television off air. And I sat in estimates after estimates and put questions to the minister, questions to the department, where I was told over and over again there was no cost in keeping them on air, no alternative use for the spectrum, yet they wanted them gone. They were trying to boot them off air. That is the truth of what has happened over the last few years in community television broadcasting. That is the truth. It cost you nothing to keep community television. You had no other plan for them. You just wanted them gone. It was an ideological attack by the Liberal and National parties against community television. It was absurd, absurd on any level you can think or measure. And those estimates hearings were absurd, absolutely absurd. And the good people who've worked in community television, the many volunteers in community television, the members of my community who rely on community television to tell their stories, they know the truth. They know the truth that you were coming after community television. You tried and you tried and you tried, and we stopped you. We stood shoulder to shoulder with community television in this country, in Adelaide and in Melbourne, shoulder to shoulder with them against these attacks because we knew their value. We know their value. In the pandemic, in my community, it was community television which broadcast religious services of many different faiths, providing that hugely important connection for people in my community to their faith at a time when they couldn't go to church, they couldn't go to temple, they couldn't go to those religious services. Hugely important. Critical information in a range of languages, which matters deeply to my community. In South Australia, community television is there. They show up when we're sad, when we're celebrating, when we have those key and critical events across our state like the Fringe. Community television is there because they are a part of us, they are part of the fabric of our community. And I have sat with members of our station year after year as they are grappling with an inability to get the fundraising dollars they need, the advertising revenue they need to provide security to their employees who are passionate about the work they do, security to their volunteers. I mean, you could barely find a famous comedian, actor, presenter in Australia who didn't get their start in some way on community television or community radio. My community loves community television. They get it, and they don't believe the nonsense I've just heard tonight because the Liberal and National Party wanted them gone for no reason, for no reason. And you know what? All community television has been asking for over this period is transparency in their future. Transparency in their future and some kind of reasonable, logical, rational pathway. Now, they're making great strides in their work to get online. They've launched an online platform. It's an amazing thing. But the absurdity was, during the pandemic, during these years, when they did not have that certainty. In fact, they were being threatened with being kicked off every few months. That stress from the indecision's the wrong word. They wanted them gone. The Liberal Nationals wanted them gone. This bill is not about getting rid of community television. This bill is about giving transparency and security in the future of community television. We get it on this side. We get the value that community television has. And we stood up to the Liberal and National Party in the face of the absurdity of their conviction against them. There is so much to value in this bill. I know it means a hell of a lot to the people who work in community television, to volunteers within community television, to people in Adelaide and Melbourne who watch community television and love community television. It is a good bill, it does a good thing, and it reverses the stupidity and callousness of the decisions the Liberal National Party took year after year after year, estimates after estimates after estimates, when they said it costs us nothing to keep them there, we've got no plans for the spectrum, we just want them gone. That's what they did. This bill is taking a very different path. I am proud of it. Let's have some truth in the debate. I commend it to the Senate.
Minister.
Thank you, President. I commend the bill to the Senate.